Good morning. Buenos dias. Thank you guys so much for making time to be with us this afternoon. My name is Andrea Fanta. I'm Mayor Cooper's interim press secretary. You will hear from the mayor this afternoon, followed by Dr. Jahangir and Dr. Battle from Metro Schools. It's my pleasure now to introduce you to Mayor John Cooper.
Hey, thank you all very much for being here. I'm always, it's great to see everybody. And I'm grateful to Dr. Adrian Battle and to Metro Public Health and to our partners at Vanderbilt and HCA for their ongoing support through the pandemic. We are nearly complete with phase 1A1 first responder recipients, and more than 1/3 complete with phase 1A2 healthcare workers. Now in Nashville, half of all seniors 75 and older have started their 2-dose vaccine. And Metro has been receiving a steadily increasing supply of vaccine each week and expects this trend to continue. Now, consistent with our priority of reopening schools, these developments allow us to plan for the advance to phase 1B. Now, the 1B phase includes 20,000 teachers at K through 12 schools, daycares, and preschools across Davidson County. And we will start reservations for MNPS for phase 1B vaccine recipients on Thursday, February the 11th. Now, we'll also open vaccine scheduling to seniors 70 and older starting February the 12th, which Dr. Jahangir will talk about in more detail. Our improving COVID metrics, new financial support from the federal government, and careful public health precautions mean that in-person learning can safely resume. The vaccine is another important tool to keep schools safe. I'm grateful to the Public Health Department for its commitment to efficiency, courtesy, and professionalism in the vaccination process. Metro's COVID vaccine staff has administered more than 28,000 doses without the long lines and wait times seen in other cities. And with the help of our hospital partners, we will provide the same experience to our teachers. Public Health expects to administer 7,000 doses a week with the help of Vanderbilt and HCA. Everyone in phase 1B is expected to receive their first dose within the next several weeks and will receive direct instructions on how to get vaccinated. Vanderbilt will provide doses to public and charter school teachers, and HCA TriStar will administer doses to teachers at private and parochial schools, as well as to preschools and daycares. Now, it's a great day for our schools after 11 challenging months since the first COVID diagnosis in Nashville. And this past Friday, I was also very proud to announce Nashville's next capital spending program, which includes $191 million for education. This is a historic investment providing for $100 million to build the long-awaited new Hillwood High School in Bellevue, $4.2 million towards a new middle school in Cane Ridge, and $18.8 million for a high school expansion project in Cane Ridge to meet our growing needs in South Nashville. And also, very importantly, $67.8 million for maintenance and repairs in 45 schools across Nashville. This is the largest single investment in education in Nashville's history, and it demonstrates our commitment to safely provide all children with an excellent education, an environment that fosters learning and growth. But remember, we need to stay vigilant to keep the virus contained and support our schools. Be safe, wear a mask, keep your distance from one another, and if you feel symptomatic, please get tested. And now I'll turn this over to Dr. Alex Jahangir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor, and good afternoon to all of you in person. Today we are excited that we are hitting another milestone in our response to this pandemic here in Davidson County. Our teachers and staff of K through 12 schools, as well as our preschool and daycares, are vital and essential people in our city, fulfilling an extremely important need in our city and an important task in our city, educating and developing our children. Getting teachers vaccinated has been a top priority for the city and the coronavirus task force since we planned the rollout of the vaccine. In line with and keeping our operations going at the Music City Center, we've been trying our best to roll out vaccines for educators as quickly as possible. So beginning no later than February 20th, in order to quickly vaccinate this group, we are partnering with Vanderbilt University Medical Center and HCA TriStar. Vanderbilt University Medical Center will administer the vaccines for the Metro Nashville public schools as well as our charter schools. And TriStar will administer the vaccines to the private and parochial schools as well as preschools and daycares. You know, we have amazing healthcare systems in our city, and from the start of this pandemic, these systems have stepped up to serve our city. I'm so grateful to Dr. Balzer, Dr. Pinson, Mr. Mitch Edgeworth of TriStar, Dr. Pinson and Balzer of VUMC, of course, for once again stepping up to serve our city in this moment of need. You know, they've done this throughout the entire crisis, whether it's from our assessment centers or from taking care of our patients, and I'm grateful they're doing it here. Our vaccine supply continues to improve in the city. This week, we expect to receive 11,000 doses of vaccine, which is about 2,000 doses more than the week before, which was 2,000 more than the week before, and so forth. So we could continue to anticipate this continued growth of vaccine amount allocated to our city. This is one reason we're able to move to the next phase. Another key is that we move through these two phases quickly and efficiently is our wonderful public health staff. Our team at the Metro Public Health, as well as our partners, have worked diligently to get vaccinated our healthcare workers, our first responders, and staff, as well as our seniors. And we will continue to finish vaccinating our seniors and others in these phases at our Music City operations. I want to highlight the great thing about the efficient plan we have now, and because of our healthcare systems, we will continue to do everything we're doing at the Music City Center in addition to vaccinating our educators. We're also making progress on vaccinating our 75-plus group. In fact, 50% of this group has now been vaccinated here in Nashville, and I believe 11% of that group of our total seniors have received both doses. So we're really making great progress. And as we continue to work through this age group, we'll also begin vaccinating those over 70 starting this weekend, February 13th, with reservations for that beginning on February 12th, and more information to come from Public Health about that. So very soon, we're going to have our 70-plus also in line to get vaccinated. And remember, there are two parallel tracks for vaccinations. There's the phasing by what you do, and then there's the age. And we're moving forward as quickly as possible with both of these. So one thing is, you know, when it is your turn, I encourage all of you to get vaccinated. It's safe, it's effective, it's a great way to end the pandemic. These are things that all of you know. Keep doing everything you're doing, keeping your distance, wearing our masks. And as we continue to move through the state's phasing plan, we're going to get to the end of this pandemic. And so this next step is a huge one for our city. And it also reminds us, you know, how special our city is, I think, that we're moving through this because, again, Nashville Strong to me over this past year has really taken a different meaning. And seeing all the partners we have that allows us to do what we're doing is really, really, really special to me. So again, I want to thank Vanderbilt University Medical Center, TriStar, State of Tennessee, our colleagues at MNPS, and everyone in the front line who's helped us with this fight. I'd like to turn it over to Dr. Battle.
Thank you, Dr. Jahunger, and thank you all for joining us today here on the MNPS campus at our Employee Wellness Center. Also, thank you to our board chair, Ms. Rachel Ann Elrod, who is joining us here today. Like this facility, today's announcement shows the city's commitment to the education of our students and the health and safety of our staff who teach and care for them daily. And I'm especially grateful to Mayor Cooper for that. I want Metro Nashville Public Schools to be one of the most safe, focused school districts offering students the in-person learning option anywhere in the United States. And this news makes it much easier to achieve that goal. As I've discussed before, vaccinations for our staff are a top priority and a key mitigation strategy against this virus that will allow us to keep educators safe, while reducing disruptions in the learning environment caused by frequent quarantines and closures of classrooms or school buildings. Now, thanks to our partnership with the city, we're going to see those vaccinations take place sooner than we had anticipated just a week ago. Teachers and staff who will no longer have to feel like you need to drive across county lines, sometimes multiple county lines, to get vaccinated. Starting this Thursday, February 11th, educators and support staff will start being able to make reservations for their vaccines. Staff will be receiving an email with instructions on how to register in the system that will be used to schedule appointments. Again, those scheduling boxes will be open on Thursday and Friday of this week. We are asking staff who are working and teaching remotely to allow their colleagues who are working in the face-to-face learning environment the chance to sign up first for the vaccine. But we anticipate that this process will move very quickly so that all of our employees who want it can receive their first dose of the vaccine in a matter of weeks. We have also been working on a prioritization phase-in schedule similar to our in-person learning phase-in, with those who work with exceptional needs and our youngest learners going first, followed by middle school and then high school. However, there will be a lot of flexibility built into the system, understanding that many employees may work with multiple groups of students through the course of the week. To our teachers and staff, this vaccine is an opportunity to protect yourselves against the virus. It has been shown to be safe and effective, and it is being provided to you at no cost. I will be getting my vaccine as soon as it is available to me, and I hope you will too. We will continue to share information over the coming days and weeks that will explain the benefits of the vaccine and answer any questions you may have. Metro Nashville Public Schools, thanks to our investments in our school nurse program, also has been one of a handful of districts to be approved through a program with the Tennessee Department of Health to receive a direct allocation of vaccines that we can administer, which is separate from what we're talking about today. The state has not yet provided any details on if or when that new supply might be available, but we stand ready to implement that program to see our staff vaccinated even more quickly. I know that some of our staff have traveled outside of Davidson County or even outside of Tennessee to receive their first dose of the vaccine already. Unfortunately, they will have to return to that location to receive their second dose in accordance with the vaccination protocols in place. But those who haven't received a dose yet can plan on getting vaccinated right here in Davidson County soon. And let me be clear, our team at MNPS can celebrate how our local leaders are stepping up to prioritize education, and I am very thankful to Mayor Cooper, Dr. Jahunger, and Dr. Gilwright for everything you've done to partner with us and to prioritize our staff. Thank you, and I will now turn it back over to Andrea with the Mayor's office.
Thank you, Dr. Battle. Okay, let's work down the line and take a few questions. Joshua, you want to start first?
Sure, yeah. Just maybe for Dr. Battle or the mayor, for teachers that don't want to get the vaccine but are going to be going back to class, is there a plan for them as far as, if teachers are going to be required?
Okay, so the question is for the rest of you, for teachers who want to come back but don't want to get the vaccine, what the plan might be. And Dr. Battle.
Our current plan for our faculty and staff, whether teachers or support staff supporting our students in the in-person learning environment, the vaccination plan is being made available to all MNPS employees who choose to be vaccinated. Of course, I am encouraging all of our staff to become aware and educated around the vaccine opportunity and take advantage of it. But again, it will be made available to all employees for those who choose to be vaccinated.
Thanks, Dr. Battle. Let's move on to Jason at 5. Jason, did you want to get a question in?
Yeah, just some more on the logistics of how this will work. Is there going to be any opportunity for teachers to get this vaccine during the school day. Is there going to be any opportunity for teachers, for maybe people to, going to the schools to administer the vaccines to the teachers there? And just how long do you think it will take to vaccinate this population?
Okay, so just for the room, more questions on the logistics. And it looks like Dr. Jahangir is going to come up and answer.
Sure. So I can get through to maybe the second and third question you had, and Dr. Battle regarding how teachers can operate in and out of school. So VUMC and TriStar will have their own process of how to get appointments, what hours, and so forth. We envision, I mean, the great thing about these systems, they're very efficient. They may be able to knock out all of MNPS probably within 3 to 4 weeks, maybe sooner, frankly. Just depends on how the process works. And then our private parochial daycares also probably a little bit less than that, because I think there's essentially 3 times the amount of MNPS staff and teachers as the other group combined. So it's going to take obviously a little longer, but we're going to go full speed. And then I'll leave Dr. Ballard regarding, or whomever.
To respond to the first part of that question, of course, it is a priority for us to get our teachers and our staff vaccinated as quickly as possible. So we will be utilizing, leveraging our phase-in process and prioritization to make sure that we can efficiently move through all of our staff members. We're also very fortunate to have very strong partnerships and collaborations. And so we have talked about offering slots and having them available to our staff 7 days a week, as well as slots available before and after school. We will continue to encourage our school teams, and we will have district supports in place to work closely with all staff members to make sure that they're able to go and get vaccinated according to their appointments. So again, we're going to be leveraging our phase-in plan. We're also in partnership expanding the hours of operation to make sure that our employees can be vaccinated, and if need be, we will be leveraging our daily school time to make sure that we have enough coverage so that our employees can be prioritized and receive the vaccination. I also want to make sure that we highlight one specific area with regards to the Pfizer, which has to be kept extremely cold. And so through this partnership, we are working closely with Vanderbilt to get our staff vaccinated to make sure that we can leverage the doses that are available to us and get them into the arms of our employees.
Okay, we've got time for about 2 more. I want to make sure I call on Kathleen at 17, and then Megan if you want to get the final question. Kathleen?
Thank you. Mine is also for Dr. Battle, and this might just be clarifying what you were just speaking about. But when you talk about, the phased reopening that you're going to use also with this vaccination process, does that mean that those teachers who are going to be coming back first, elementary school teachers, that kind of thing, are they going to be the first ones who can be vaccinated, or is it open to every educator or support staff at the same time?
So Dr. Battle, a question about prioritization and schedule.
Thank you. So as we open up our reservation block this week, we're going to go ahead and open that up to all of our employees so they can get signed up in our system and be coordinated, part of the coordination of setting up their appointments. With regards to the direct appointment slots, we will be continuing to prioritize those teachers or staff members who are starting the in-person learning, face-to-face learning environment first. Keeping in mind that if everything goes smoothly, there is a possibility that we can get ahead of that schedule given the particular phase-in times. But we want to make sure that we prioritize all of our staff, but most importantly, making sure that those who are in the in-person learning environment can be vaccinated first.
My question is also for you, Dr. Battle. You noted that the district has been approved by the state to administer vaccines with the school nurses, for instance. If the district got vaccines from the state, do you guys still plan on pushing the governor to directly allocate vaccines for metro schools? I know that the school board has talked about doing that and really advocating for that, which could potentially free up vaccines for the rest of Davidson County.
We will absolutely continue to advocate for prioritization of our staff. It is critically important, because we are starting the phase-in process, that we prioritize them and we make sure that we're working in close partnership with the state and with our other local health officials to make sure that we can do so in a timely fashion.
So yes, you're gonna ask the governor for a direct allocation?
We will continue to advocate for direct allocation, and as I mentioned earlier, we have been approved as a district to receive such direct allocation once those vaccines are available.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you guys for your time. Dr. Battle, thank you so much for hosting us here at Metro Schools. That's it for today. Thanks, guys.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information about this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.